Well, let's go ahead and get started on talking about whitelisting. So I'll hit the basic for anybody who doesn't even know what it means. Whitelisting, all it means is you're running ad creative off of a third party account. So just an account that you don't own, getting a code, which you generate a code for that specific post, and then you can run that code and that specific post on a separate account in your ad account. So this exists on both Meta as well as on TikTok. We are currently pushing a good amount of spend on sparking a TikTok post. I'll actually show you guys that one. And it's working really, really well. We're getting some pretty insane CPCs for it and CPAs for it. But yeah, you can do this on both Meta. You can do it on TikTok. You can do this with accounts that you do own, which we'll take a look at, which could be like a stat account that you own. So just say you grow a page and you build some following on it, some social proof on it. You can post your ads on it and then spark those ads from that account. You can do this with affiliates, different influencers, micro influencers, anybody who posts organically on either TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. You can have a Spark or whitelisting code or whatever you want to call it generated and then injected to run ads. So I'll show you guys actually the ways that you get these generated for those of you who have not done this before. And then we'll go through the different setups for it. So let's go ahead, we'll start with TikTok, and I'll actually showcase the creative here that we're running. And then I will showcase how you would be getting the Spark code and how you can direct the creator or whoever it may be to actually get it for you. We're currently sparking this off of my wife's TikTok account. This was a creative that we pieced together a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago.
My husband wants to show you his pet jewelry brand, so you better be nice. Come here, babe.
Hello. So I make this personalized pet jewelry where you send me a picture of your pet and I engrave it on a necklace that you can wear. They're great for gifts and we make them in all sorts of different colors and in different premium gift boxes that make a great gift for a pet owner in your life. And if you get one today, we'll throw another one in for free. We're doing a buy one, get one free deal.
Good job. Now you better leave a nice comment and you better buy a product.
So it's funny, you know, haha. Basically, one of the easiest levers you guys can have happen, especially on TikTok, for you guys who have either some creator that you're working with on TikTok to, whether it's for shop and you're out putting content with them, or anybody you want to reach out to and organize content creation for, is identifying trends that are currently happening and utilizing those trends and directly orchestrating a piece of content that feels super, super native, that's following the trend, is on platform, having it posted on their account, and then sparking it. That's essentially what we're doing here. If you go to TikTok and you look up the "you better be nice" trend, for example, you'll see a lot of other people who have done this in different ways. But this particular trend is like having somebody who's being like super sassy and authoritative directly be to the camera like, "Hey, you better watch what my husband wants to show you, or my boyfriend, or my son." I'll go ahead and just play you guys a few of these so you can see what I like, the different ones that people have created using this trend.
Show 'em.
Hold on, let's play it from the beginning.
Show 'em. Show 'em.
Nice. I love how it just does not want to play from the beginning. Hold on.
My son's gonna
There
show
we go.
you his dribbling skills, so you better be nice. Show 'em.
This is my basketball and watch me dribble.
Show 'em.
And there's like so many versions of it. Nice.
My son's gonna show you his dribbling.
All right. Well, I like how that. All right.
My
let's see.
boyfriend wants
There
to
we
show you his Pokemon collection, so you better be nice. Go ahead, Pookie.
Hey guys, so my favorite Pokemon is Charizard, so I have a lot of Charizards in my collection. This is my special delivery Charizard, got a PSA 10. And then I have 3
My boyfriend wanna show you.
My boyfriend is gonna
Anyways, you guys get it. I'm not going to be a broken record about it. You can identify trends using the TikTok. TikTok literally will tell you things that are trending. You can go to the creative inspiration section and then scroll down to trend discovery. And you can see actively growing trends. You can see previous trends. So like you can see the "you better be nice" trend here had overall 84 million views, which is absolutely stupid, right? So massive amount of awareness that happened with this trend. 84 million people saw it, and creating and having creators on TikTok, on, let's just say there's something trending on Instagram, piece together content that's like trending and being able to like twist it so it doesn't seem necessarily like an ad, have them post it on their account and then boost it is working pretty well for us. And there's a few other big dogs out there that, you know, this strategy is crushing for. So wanted to pass that along to you guys so you guys try it if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and actually talk about how to set up, or where to actually pull the post ID from when you do post it on an account. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use the Puppering account here as an example. Can you guys see my phone screen? All right, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. So you're gonna wanna go to the ad settings here, and you wanna have this ticked on, right? So this one at the very top here, you wanna have this on. Basically it says, with this setting on, you'll be able to allow advertisers to use your post in their ads. You can manage how advertisers use your content under ... ad settings on each of your posts. This by default is off. So you have to make sure this is on. If it's not on, you won't be able to see this next part inside. And to, again, get this part, you go to, I went incorrectly the first place, but you want to go to your TikTok studio at the top, and then you want to click on that little gear icon at the top right, and just make sure that the first little thing is checked on. After that is checked on, every single one of your posts on TikTok, or the creator's posts on TikTok, will be able to be turned into a Spark ad. The way you actually extract it is you go to the actual piece of content. Basically, I think everybody can see my my screen here. You basically want to go to the post that you want to boost. You want to hit on the bottom right the three dots. After you hit the three dots, you'll have your menu show up here. You scroll all the way to the right, and you'll see here it'll have ad settings. So that second to last one there says ad settings. You click on ad settings, and here you can turn on the ad authorization, which is the middle, like the middle tick there. So you tick that middle one. It's gonna ask you how long do you want this to be boosted for. I'll say 365 days. Then you just hit the big authorize button, the red one at the bottom, and all it's gonna do is it's gonna generate you then. It's going to essentially generate you a code. You can click on, you'll see it says there video code, and you click on manage, and you'll have this copy code that pops up, right? So you want to copy that code, right? That's the code that we're going to be utilizing to actually spark this creative. And then we're going to simply go back into the ad account, and with the copied code, we can launch this as a sparked creative. Now, to actually launch this, I'm going to show you guys the exact campaign structure that I use for this. It's really simple. We're going to go ahead and click create a new campaign. We're going to scroll down here, click on sales. We're going to want to make sure we have Smart Plus campaign turned on. This is the Smart Performance campaign. I have found these to print the best, and you can actually stack a significant amount of creative, get it both tested and scaled directly in the same structure, which is why I really like it. If you have catalog connected, you can leave it on. That's not going to really hurt anything. We're just going to go ahead and just say top of funnel, Spark test. And we're going to say just Puppering, and I'll name the date. So this is going to be 2509. We're in September. We can just click continue. Now for the targeting setup, I'm gonna leave the ad group name the same. For the budget, I like to go with $50 a day, typically to start. I would highly recommend you set this close to whatever your break even CAC would be. So if you're like, hey, I can't spend more than $50 to break even on a purchase, you know, if like that's what it is, or what if it's a little bit lower, set it at that. Ideally, what we're going for here is one purchase a day, right? So if we can at least get one purchase a day from what we're doing here, at least breaks even or makes some money. That's kind of the logic behind it. That's why I started at that. If you want to be more aggressive, you can be. For the targeting, I like to either go with the top country that we're selling to or the top few countries that we're selling to. There's pros and cons here. So if you are targeting to just a singular country that you know works well, you can really consolidate the data, and then you're not necessarily going to have a blended fluctuation of CPMs that gets put together. Now, what do I mean by that? Different countries will have different CPMs. You'll see that I'm sure you guys have all seen that when you target US, you're paying a lot more per click, you're paying a lot more for impressions versus if you're targeting Australia or if you're targeting UK or whatever it may be. So by kind of consolidating the testing to, let's just say, one country, you're kind of having an even playing field where you can compare that to other tests that you're just targeting to that country. So I'm going to leave this for the US just for testing. And then, if I were to approach scaling this even further, could add other countries as well. But for simplicity's sake and also for the sake of keeping the variables the same, I'm going to just have one country here. We're going to go ahead and leave everything else basically on default, really where we're going to be relying here on the Smart Performance campaign to do all of the targeting for us. Cool. And then on the ad level, you want to put obviously your URL here. Let's go ahead, toss the pet face necklace URL. And then we're going to want to click on edit selection, add a post, and you can see here we have authorized TikTok posts. And this is where we want to go ahead and paste in that ad code. If you don't, if you completely missed earlier when I was showing you how, you can click on this, how to get it. It'll tell you exactly what I told you. You pretty much copy that code, paste it in here, click on continue. It's going to read it. You click on add TikTok post, and wada bing, wada boom, you have the post that gets added. Now, what this did automatically already, which is kind of annoying, is it automatically selected a bunch of creative. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of remove the creative that it selected. And then I'm going to go ahead and just select under TikTok posts the one that we had sparked. Click on save. And now you can see that creative that we uploaded on TikTok and that we got the spark code from is now inside of our ad account, and we can boost this post. We can boost this post directly from our ad account. And this is on the Puppering page, but you can do this from absolutely any page on TikTok, which can be super beneficial for adding a layer of social proof to the entire ad creative that's run, right? If you have a different account that's pushing it and running ads, a different account that's representing the content, it can feel more natural, more organic, less like an ad, which can increase your chance of actually seeing the performance here and drastically decrease your cost per click, which is really nice, right? So after that, you're literally just going to go ahead and click publish all, and that's the setup for it. Now, like I mentioned, you can add up to 30 pieces of content inside of this Smart Performance campaign. And you can test directly in here. You can scale directly in here. But that would be the setup for sparking this. Let's go ahead, talk about sparking or whitelisting for Meta now. Pretty much the same thing. The process is going to shift a little bit in terms of what we need to tell the creator to do in order to enable it. Same thing in terms of they have to go into the settings of their page and turn on, in the creator tools, turn on branded content. Now, if you want like a step-by-step on this, again, there's a bunch of content that already exists on this, but I'm gonna just go ahead and share my screen here and show you guys the exact same thing here, where we're gonna go ahead and look at one of the accounts that we own, which is the Golden Retriever Puppies account. And we're going to want to go into the settings, clicking on branded account, and then they're going to be turning on this manually approved content creators. And you can actually also add approved content creators in here. So you can see if I were to search pup ring, you can click on approve, and you can pre-approve them basically to be able to any future content that you post for them to be able to spark. So there is that hack that exists as well. After you go ahead and check this and or approve the creators ahead of time, what you can do is you can go to, or the creator can go to the actual post that they want to boost, go over to the dots, click the dots, and then basically going here, partnership label and ads, and then you click on get partnership ad code. It's super simple. Click on copy the code, and that's the code that we're going to be utilizing. Now, what I like to do is organize this, right? So I'm going to show you guys one of the ways you can organize this. This is super straightforward, but all we have here is a simple spreadsheet where we have the reels with the links and then the ad code that we got back from the creator. This is from one of the in-house creators for PupRing. You can see some of the content that she's posted here. We tested boosting some posts from her as well. But just having an area where you can put all these codes in and then be able to utilize them whenever you are wishing to test a whitelisted ad from that particular creator. Like I was saying earlier, they have two ways you can approach it. You can either get the partnership like a code, like the ones we were just looking at. So you can get a partnership code that you can then utilize inside of the creatives, which the person would need to manually approve each time and do for all the ads. Or you can have them go into the branded content section, check the eligibility, they'll check mark for eligibility, and then go and add your brand as one of the approved creators, one of the approved partners that can basically boost any of the future content that has a partnership that is added between the two. So go and just run through the campaign setup here that I've utilized in the past for Meta on this. As you can see, I tried boosting a few from the Golden Retriever Puppies page. Didn't work super well. At least this particular, the creatives that we boosted here didn't work particularly super well. But this would be the structure that I'd be running this with. I would really just recommend consolidating, whether you're consolidating in a CBO manner, which is going to be the one we're going to look at here, or if you're consolidating in an ASC manner, you can even do it in an ABO manner where you have an ABO and then all the boosted posts in there. But however you approach it, my recommendation would be just consolidate it, keep it simple, let Meta do the heavy lifting. So we'll go through this setup here that I ran for the Golden Retriever Puppies page. Very straightforward. It's a single ad set CBO, now called ACB, where we have a $200 budget is what I had started for this one. And then on the actual ad set level, I'm just gonna slowly scroll through this, but you'll see it's super straightforward. Again, I'm whitelisting and sparking. I typically like to just have one country, like I mentioned earlier, as it just allows me to look at the data and digest it better because of the CPM fluctuations between countries. I also like to exclude 60-day website visitors for Spark. In this case, if I'm doing anything that's super top of funnel or that I want truly prospecting, in this case, I was just excluding website visitors, but you can also do page engagement, etc. Everything else is on default. You can see we have Advantage Plus Sales Campaign turned on, which is doing all of the targeting for us. And then on the actual ad level, I will go ahead and showcase how this is structured. So we have, first and foremost, you have to turn on partnership ad, obviously. That's literally a little checkbox when you're creating the ad that says partnership ad. You just check that on. You'll have this that pops open. And then we're going to, actually, let me just turn it off so you can see what I mean. So if you turn it off, it'll look like this, and you need to then create a new piece of content. But if you turn it on, it's going to prompt you with actually entering in an ad code or selecting existing partnership. And this is what I mean, Jake, is you can directly go into here and select partnerships that were recently posted and approved. You can select here the identities, which is nice. So if you want, you can showcase both of the identities, or you can just choose to only have their identity, which then looks a lot more like it's just them, if you will. It will still say sponsored, and it will keep the original post, the original text that they had selected. So that's something to note. Now, I do want to also showcase a cool little hack where you can put additional copy. So you have this section here that says testimonial. Now, what's neat about this is you can actually add additional copy on top of what already was put here. So if I just put test, you'll see where it pops up here. Here we go. So it'll show up like this, pretty much right underneath it. And it will be the identity of the brand that showcases it. Now, what I would recommend that you utilize this section for, and what I've seen others do really well with this, is make it super offer focused, right? So let's just say you weren't having any offer or any urgency, or the person you're whitelisting from didn't have any offer or urgency inside of the copy that they posted. You can inject it, which is nice, right? Because you can then add last chance. Let's see, there's a limit on the actual text you can do, but last chance, buy one, get one free, right? So in this case, we can just inject that last chance, buy one, get one free, and that can add an extra sprinkle of urgency on the boosted creative. Very similar to on TikTok, how you can add the overlays. So you can add the card overlays, which can allow you to tell an offer or just add just some additional urgency to improve the click-through rate that you're getting from this. So apart from that, obviously you want to stick in your UTMs, but everything else is really being left here on default, and we're really just relying on the Advantage Plus delivery to go through the pieces of content that are getting boosted and select which ones should get ad spend pushed to. I would say we've done more sparking on TikTok than we have on Facebook, and I've seen more performance from sparking on TikTok than I have on Facebook. However, we haven't done enough sparking on Facebook from third-party accounts that have content that they put together and then gets boosted, right? So we haven't tested that truly enough on Meta yet, but I can tell you that from the TikTok performance that we've gotten, it does significantly improve your CPCs, right? And you do get cheaper clicks because you're getting this level of authority from a third party. Well, if we have no questions, I will then go ahead and end this Loom video. We can jump into any other topics, but cool. Hopefully this is beneficial for everybody watching the recap and is a good explanation. If you obviously have any questions in regards to it, let me know.